the town of Troy, the previous clerk was in a really bad car accident, I got our election stuff set up here and went over and got them going on an election day. I mean, there is that support even with the village, because Eileen and I have a good relationship, Lori and I have a good relationship. I mean, there is
Some.
absolutely, we call that mutual aid.
Mm.
Yeah.
Could you make sure that that's somewhere where one of us, if we need to, you know, to call these guys to let them know to do that?
For the
I mean, do
the
you guys
people,
know who to call?
I mean, Joanne does, Joanne and I
Okay.
talk,
Okay,
and she's my backup, and she knows that if something happens, she could call Tracy and, or Lori at the village and say, hey, guys, can you teach me how to use this voting equipment? I
okay,
mean, so she knows that there are resources out there. And the three communities of the administration, we all work very well together and do a lot of things cooperatively.
How much is the most Joanne has worked in any one week in the last 5 years? What year?
Probably, between tax collection or the November election, I'd probably say she worked 30 hours, easy.
I know she would prefer probably not to work that much.
No, her normal schedule is 12 hours a week, but it depends on the time of year and how heavy things are.
Well, I don't know, I guess we know more about the issue you just brought up than we did before,
right,
but,
that's sort of where I was going.
you know.
And I hope you don't mind, but I printed off job duties for all three of us.
Yeah.
And I just like to read through them quick.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Joanne's job duties are, she counts the boat launch revenues for dual control purposes. She's the utility clerk for sanitary district 3. She's, certified voice vote, which is Wisconsin election administration software. She prepares the invoices for goods and services. She does tax collection and issues dog license. She does the landfill accounts payable and receivable. She encodes and prepares invoices for payment. She works with the budgeting and auditing processes. She works with election processes, doing absentee ballots and voter registrations, town records retention, public records requests, utilities and general fund bank deposits in absence of clerk, payroll and payroll records when assigned, assist public when needed, support and assistance of clerk treasurer as needed. Mine, I'll do Chris's last. Hers is all over the place. Cause she wears, what do you wear, about 4 or 5 hats, Chris? Clerk of town board duties per statute 60.33, town treasurer duties per statute 60.34, election administration, all accounting functions, including account reconciliation, journal entries, monthly financial reports, primary contact for the town audit, DNR recycling representative, court financial administration, building inspection, monthly financial reports, appointments, town records, legal notices, ordinance book, licenses, apportionment of tax revenue, prepare annual town budget, deposit town monies, accounts receivable, accounts payable, tax collection, payroll, human resources, employee benefit administrator, and maintain and update the town website. And then Chris's job duties, and I recorded you. Assist town clerk treasurer, update voicemail periodically with current information, maintain necessary client citizen mailing lists and labels, assist with election duties during election cycles, maintain and update town website. General office duties, these are all Chris's. General office duties, operate phones and DPW radio dispatch, accept payment of bills on behalf of the town, provide general information to the public about town resources and policies, order office supplies and receive shipments, maintain public office hours between 8 and 4 Monday through Friday, except in case emergency or planned days off, perform other duties as assigned by the town board. Secretarial duties for the town planning commission, all agendas, notices, and postings and minutes required for the planning commission, scheduling, planning commission correspondence is required. Clerk of courts, prepare court dockets, provide necessary documents to the town prosecutor, file all necessary information to the state of Wisconsin regarding any all convictions processed through the municipal court. record all case outcomes during court sessions, process and maintain warrant information, maintain all court records. Police secretarial duties, maintain records of citations issued, type police reports and witness statements, forward notices of all trials to town prosecutor, accept bond payments, operate police radio dispatch and phones, perform other duties as assigned by the police chief. I mean, everybody is doing a lot of work.
And to lose any one of you is detrimental, and, you know, I don't wanna kill the other two because one's out, and I wanted to know if there was a plan and what you needed us
I don't
to do.
think it's any different, I mean, obviously a 2-month absence would be difficult. But, I mean, like Joanne was out a week and a day, I was out a few days. I mean, it's no different than taking a week's vacation.
But you guys haven't done that either, so that's kind of where I was going.
You
We're
gotta
being
get-
a funny, April 20th,
you gotta schedule the technical one, you gotta schedule the chip offloading one.
Don, you had a question initially, did you answer it?
I got some of the answers I was inquiring on. I was just curious if we we're gonna be hiring a new person.
No, I had no intentions of, I didn't state hiring, I needed to know that there was a plan in case somebody was out
Okay.
long term.
Yeah, then my other questions were answered in her summary over there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I also have,
Question?
I have like 1,000 questions.
Oh,
Like,
is it on your list, is that from right here?
yeah,
Okay.
holy crap. Like, this is a huge problem. This is a big deal, right? Like, because, it's like a bunch of problems all wrapped up in one, frankly. Because if you're not able to take time away, and we're not hiring help, then you'll never take time away. Like, and the amount of tasks that you have to do in a
we
day.
physically don't have the space to add another staff member.
Right,
There's no place.
But couldn't it be someone like that alternates with Joanne or something as a backup, or?
And like,
It
I
doesn't
guess-
have to be full
I
time.
guess, like, and like, I don't mean to sound insensitive, but it's gonna come across that way. None of us should be that important, frankly. Like, I spend most of my career making sure that if I get hit by a bus tomorrow, that someone can pick up the pieces and go with it. And so it is sort of like, it's a muscle you have to work, you have to say no to things, and you have to delegate things, and you have to make sure that you have redundancy in your life. And so if we don't have that, and we don't prioritize that, then
There are
this
things,
is a problem that we'll have forever.
there are things that I do every day, there are things that I do once a week, there are things I do once a month, there are things I do once a quarter, once a year, once every 2 years, but it's all part of, you know, and
Because, like, I
I
wanna be
know
able
what
to
has
say
to be done when, and this last year has been extremely difficult, extremely difficult.
Definitely for everybody, right?
Right, but it's just been a lot, and I mean, COVID has a big part to do with it, you can't get on all those vacations you planned. So, I mean, this year is gonna be a lot lighter because we only have the 2 elections, which is a huge, huge deal. So,
There's like a bunch of huge deals, because if you, to Barb's point, if you did get sick, or Joe's point, if you did get sick and you were out for 2 months, holy moly, like, it's like, what do we do, what do we actually do? Like, so,
well, I have Joanne, and like I said, I have those relationships with other, I mentor 5 different town clerks in this county. So I have relationships where I know there's people who will step in and help Chris and Joanne in areas they're not strong in.
In that respect, we're probably better suited than most
I would
townships.
say by far, because, most of the time, like when a person like Joanne retires, you're gonna see him again, you couldn't get him if you wanted to, okay, you have that, but I think more, you always gotta be conscious of that, and, we are possibly, probably getting to a point where some part-time aid is gonna be needed for, work for both of you, or for actually you and you, you know what I'm saying? Because we're not getting smaller, so. Okay, we're gonna move on here. Attorney's report, ordinance,
Is that a later question?
Oh, but it's fine.
I think with Jim rattle off all that stuff, that basically most of what you were asking, what we have. Okay, Jim.
Alright, first
Yeah.
item is ordinance 2021-2 amending chapter 16.10.010, updating definitions. It's a long dry read, so I apologize in advance. Town Board of the Town of East Troy, Walworth County, Wisconsin, does hereby ordain as follows at section 16.10.020. The Town of East Troy Municipal Code is hereby amended and recreated in its entirety to read as follows. Definitions, all definitions of Wisconsin statute section 30.01 are adopted and incorporated herein by reference into this ordinance, including but not limited to the following. Area of special natural resource interest means any of the following. A state natural area designed or dedicated under Wisconsin statute sections 23.27 to 23.29 and shown on a map published by the department's internet site. Sub B, a surface water map identified as a trout stream by the department and shown on a map published on the department's internet site. Sub C, a surface water identified as an outstanding or exceptional resource water under Wisconsin statute section 281.15 and shown on a map as published on the department's internet site. Sub D, a portion of a body of water that contains a sensitive area and shown on a map published on the department's internet site. Sub E, a unique and significant wetland specified by the department in a special wetland inventory study or a special area management plan and shown on a map published on the department's internet site. Boat shelter means sub A structure in navigable water with a roof but no walls and, except as provided in paragraph sub B, no sides, designated and constructed for the purpose of providing cover for a birthplace for watercraft. Such a structure may include a device for lifting a boat. Sub B, a structure under sub A that has temporary sides made of flexible material with a minimum openness factor of 5% if all of the following conditions are met. 1, the sides are placed and maintained by the owner or easement holder of adjacent riparian land or his or her agent. 2, the boat is registered under chapter 30 of the Wisconsin statutes or exempt from registration requirements under section 30.51 Wisconsin statutes and either has a wooden hull or is designed as a boat with a significant historic or cultural value as determined by the State Historical Society or a local or county historical society established under section 44.03 of the Wisconsin statutes. 3, the sides are located entirely within the riparian owner's riparian zone. 4, there are no more than 2 boat shelters for the first 100 feet of the riparian owner's shoreline footage and no more than 1 additional boat shelter for each additional 50 feet of the riparian owner's shoreline footage. Shoreline footage is measured along a straight line connecting points where property lines meet the ordinary high water mark. 5, the sides are placed no less than 36 inches above the water surface. 6, the structure is no more than 24 feet in length, unless the boat that will be sheltered is longer than 24 feet from bow to stern. Department, DNR or WDNR shall mean the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources or any other state agency or its representatives or designees having jurisdiction over any matter relating to the subject matter of this chapter, navigable waters, riparian rights, etc. Marina means a facility for the rental of boats or mooring space that consists of a pier, pier slips, wharfs, mooring structures, or a combination of the same for securing watercraft. A mooring, when used as a noun, means a mooring anchor and a mooring buoy, together with the attached chains, cables, ropes, and pennants, and related equipment, unless the term is qualified or restricted. Mooring anchor means any anchor or weight which is designated to rest on the bed, or to be buried in the bed of a navigable water, which is designed to be attached by a chain, cable, rope, or other mechanism to a mooring buoy and is designated to be left in position permanently or on a seasonal basis. Mooring buoy means any float or marker which is attached to a mooring anchor and either is suitable for attachment to a boat through use of a pennant or other device, or facilitates the attachment of the boat to the mooring anchor. Navigable water or waters means any body of water which is navigable under the laws of the state of Wisconsin. Pier means any structure extending into navigable water from the shore with water on both sides, built or maintained for the purpose of providing a berth for watercraft or for loading or unloading cargo or passengers onto or from watercraft. Such a structure may include a boat shelter, which is removed seasonally. Such a structure may include a boat hoist or boat lift, and the hoist or lift may be permanent or may be removed seasonally. Riparian property shall refer to property abutting navigable water. Such property shall be deemed to be a single property, whether or not the same owner has separate tax key numbers or is recorded under a plat showing multiple lots or parcels for the same. Riparian zone means the area that extends from riparian land waterward to the line of navigation as determined by a method that establishes riparian zone lines between adjacent riparian owners in a manner that equitably apportions access to the line of navigation. Shore means the ordinary high water mark is determined by the DNR. Sensitive area means an area of aquatic vegetation identified by the department as offering critical or unique fish and wildlife habitat, including seasonal or life stage requirements, or offering water quality or erosion control benefits to the body of water. Swimming raft means a flotation platform without railings, roof, or walls that is adequately anchored to the bed of navigable waters and is designated for swimming, diving, and related activities. Reflectors are required for any swimming raft anchored overnight. Watercraft means any device used and designed for navigation on water. Wharf means any structure in navigable waters extending along the shore and generally connected to the uplands throughout its length, built or maintained for the purpose of providing a berth for watercraft or for loading or unloading cargo or passengers onto or from watercraft. Such a structure may include a boat hoist or boat lift, and the hoist or lift may be permanent or be removed seasonally. This ordinance shall become effective upon its passage and publication as provided by law. All of these definitions are lifted directly from state statute, and it redefines some of what our town ordinance had defined before. So now it follows the statute. And I ask that you waive the second reading.
I move that we waive the second reading of ordinance number 2020-2.
Second.
2021.
21, yeah, 21.
All right, we have a motion and a second to waive the second reading of ordinance 2021-2. On the motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
Can I
Any more than
ordinance 2021-2 as presented tonight.
I will second, but I have a question. Jim, on paragraph, on page 1, under A, you read designed instead of designated. What is it supposed to be?
It's designated, you said
A state
design.
natural area designated or dedicated.
Yeah, a couple times,
You
where it
said
said
it
designated,
on-
you said design.
Oh, okay.
That's all. You
Yeah,
said
there
it
was several
on A, C, and in paragraph 1, 2, 3, 4 on page 2. I just wanted to verify.
Pronounced different. All right, so we have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 2021-2. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
I
Motion carries.
And you need to be authorized to continue updating, chapter 16.
That's the next item on the agenda.
Okay.
Yes, just because now that our definitions have changed, some of what's in our ordinance, may not make sense. I came across two in particular, I know need updating.
All right, so, is that a motion?
I'll make a motion to authorize Attorney Mills to continue updating chapter 16.
All right, motion and second to authorize Attorney Mills to continue updating chapter 16. On a motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. And then, Jim also presented us with a letter in regards to Weber Lane. Last month's meeting, we looked at my research and see if we agree that it indeed is a town road, and
I did in fact agree.
he did agree, and I did send the information on to the, county, real property lister and GIS mapping specialist to make sure we get that road correct. We should be good on that.
So we don't need any further action.
No, it should be done. All right. Resolution.
Final item is resolution 2021-3. It's a resolution authorizing transfer of landfill funds. It reads, whereas the final negotiated agreement for Troy area landfill was approved by the East Troy Town Board on January 14th, 1986. And whereas in conjunction with the approval of the above referenced agreement, the town of East Troy adopted a landfill ordinance. And whereas the Troy area landfill last accepted waste on June 28, 1996. And whereas the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources approved final closure plan documents on April 23rd, 1997. And whereas the landfill ordinance, originally created as chapter 11 of the town of East Troy Municipal Code, states that landfill reserve funds must exist for a period of not less than 20 years. And then in parentheses, see section 3.60.090 of the current town of East Troy Municipal Code. And whereas pursuant to the landfill ordinance, 20 years after the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources approves the final closure of the landfill site, the town board is authorized to disperse up to 1/3 of the remaining funds in the landfill fund into the town of East Troy general fund. And whereas the town of East Troy has landfill funds in CDs totaling approximately $1 million. And whereas the town of East Troy is planning on making improvements to the existing town hall, therefore be it resolved, 1, that the town board by majority vote authorizes the disbursement of $322,000 from one or both of the landfill CDs for transfer to the following: $40,000 to Department of Public Works for equipment, $52,000 to Police Department for the purchase of a new squad car, and $230,000 for Town Hall building improvements. 2, that the landfill fund disbursements being permitted with this resolution amount to less than 1/3 of the total amount of the accumulated landfill fund, dated this 8th day of February.
I move we approve resolution number 2021-3.
I'll second the motion.
Heard we have a motion and a second to approve resolution 2021-3. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carried. special and committee meetings.
Tomorrow at 9 o'clock is the public test for the voting equipment. February 16th is the spring primary. In March, planning commission is set for March 3rd and 17th. March 8th at 6:30 is the next town board meeting. March 18th is the next Tri-Board Zoom meeting at 6:00 p.m. And that's all I have. That's Jim's birthday is the 27th of February.
Getting there.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, it's also the anniversary of the battle of Java Creek, 1942.
He's younger than all of us, John.
Okay, we're just gonna pay some bills here, if you want to sign checks, with a motion to adjourn.
I'm over here.
Second.
Motion to adjourn, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that's good. Thank you. We're getting there.
That is the shortest one we've had in a long time.
Hey, can I ask one question?
John has a question.
John?
Yeah, on your town hall improvements,
Yeah,
you have interior security DVR contractor and it's listed at 25,000. Is that gonna be cameras in this facility, in this area here, or just out there?
which one you looking at?
3/4 of the way down the page, it says interior security DVR.
What's the amount?
The amount is 25,000?
That's building security.
Is that outside building security or is that for videoing in here?
Both.
So we're gonna have video cameras here you can watch online?
Yes.
Yeah?
That's what it looks like.
Okay.
Get price and everything.
Okay, good, thank you.
Oh, the AV equipment, they're talking about? I don't know how that.
Down here at the bottom.
Interior security.
It says interior security DVR, and it says contractor, and it's 25,000.
Oh, sure.
Is that gonna be,
DVR.
it's to make it viewable online?
You wanna get that, I'm sorry, that, the library resolution back to me. Are you going to forward it?
Send it back, I will make a copy from us, and then I will send it to you.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I copied them exactly for the same thing.
That's good. Okay.
No. Well, yeah.
Is there a copy of those somewhere?
Our current board.
Fabulous,
I
and
might be
an
going out.
email.
You
was
still
read
preside
tonight
over the
too.
annual meeting.
Okay, perfect. I just don't want to, like, read it.
Too bad.
I'll go this way.
Too bad. The current board, current seated board presides over the annual meeting.
My father was
I'm just hoping I don't get a new ball.
I don't know, maybe, move it over on the lake room. But I mean, I had the time, that's the thing, is like, I was kind of semi-retired, I got my ducks in a row. Store furniture and all that. I just want, I mean, I can give the time, I don't wanna help so bad, cause I know the pulse, I know the roads, I know where.
We'll use some of that.
Huh?
We'll use some of that.
Yeah,
He was-
well, I just don't
He was talking to
know
Chris,
a lot
he
for
was
that for certain, but,
giving it up all the.
but they do have those, just the WTA, they have seminars and stuff. Learning their
You know, in the duties, you know,
I'm
you know,
hoping that, hoping that experience stays.
We can get rid of all the stuff that we hate, shove it off on somebody else.
yeah.
I stopped by to apologize for keeping you out in the cold. I was all bundled up, and that wasn't the thing about it.
No, that's pretty well done.
So,
Multiple layers.
So, pretty much fixed the home. All right, we'll see you later.
I just wanted to know that because of the primary, we get to vote for supervisor, I just wonder if I could vote for myself.
Sorry.
Can I do that? Does it work that way?
Sorry. Good try.
Yeah.
You want to sign? Yeah.
The new definitions are those, as published on the website, has Jim modified it?
He pretty much used what Matt got in the first message.
Well, if the guy comes down, I'll call him first, then I'll call.
Is there gonna be a copy of it?
Yeah,
Jim Turner.
yeah, actually, she has to,
I talked to you.
that was a ordinance, so that's gonna be published. Find out how quick it is.
No,
All our ordinances are
No,
on the
Millie
website.
was baby.
We'll see how long it takes for them to
There
get
was,
it signed on time.
Pat Davis for a while,
Yeah. oh,
and then
yeah.
Joanne, who's my deputy, was the clerk treasurer before me. She was elected, so then I was appointed to complete her elected term, and right after, then they switched it from an elected position to an appointed position. Because you really can't, you can't have somebody doing what I do based on a popularity vote, you know?
No, you're the wheelhouse.
I was like, they might be in the driver's seat, but I'm the engine.
Oh, I know.
If you quit, you're screwed.
That's good. No, I know how that is.